Ah, Lordy, you guys are starting without me. Hi. Hello. Twin Minds here. We're doing KSP2 tonight for my birthday stream. Hi, Paige. Hi, the one. And Paige gifted a sub. Paige gifted a sub to Boots. Thank you very much, Paige. I appreciate. I wish the alert would say who gifted by as well. It just said Boots subbed, and I had to look at the logs to find out who done it. Paige done it. It's all his fault. So, the Kerbals was on my stream vote last Friday, and it was tied. So I was the tiebreaker on Friday, and I've been wanting to play more Kerbals. So here we are on my birthday. And no booze. No booze. No booze on my birthday. 'Cause it's a work night. I know. I have a kitty. He's being good. So I'm playing with his feetses, and I'm not aggravating him. I have, however, clipped his favorite toe, so he doesn't stab me anymore. Oh, you want the kitty time? Okay. You want the kitty time? Kitty time. Kitty feetses. Hi, Scooby. Kitty feetses. Kitty feetses. Thank you, Scooby. Yes, 'twas a birthday. I did work a little bit today, but I only had 2 meetings, and my first meeting I said, I'm not doing much of anything today except for my meetings, so ping me if you need me. And then our Microsoft Teams decided that it wasn't going to give me messages until like an hour after they were sent, so I didn't have to do anything urgent anyway. You know, I have never been good at keeping track of my pet's birthday. I've never celebrated it, and I've had dozens of pets over the years. I've just been awful at remembering when their birthday is. So I don't know when Gila's birthday is. He's just my kitty. Okay. So, rocket. We have a rocket of design. I'm still fiddling with colors. Color schemes for rockets, but so far I've settled on a kind of a dark gray. Vehicle's out of fuel. I can no longer change its course. Which vehicle are we talking about? I don't know which vehicle we're talking about. But okie dokie. Oh, well, that's easy to remember if your brother and Jasper had the same birthday. Nice. So this rocket is a small capsule with a parachute and a detacher and a medium nose cone or a medium conversion cone and a whole bunch of payloads. We'll get to that in a sec. And then this lovely deal down here is something I designed in my spare time. I have not test flown it, but these are like little boosters that I have designed. I do not know if they work, but they look neat. And that's the important part. So one of my previous KSP design mentalities was recover as much as possible. So everything I designed was designed to either orbit and then later be safely deorbited, or like boosters and whatnot were designed with parachutes to salvage them as they dropped. So that's what these are right here, these little parachutes here, with little detachy boosters to drop them off the rockets so they don't explode. I'm going to continue with that design mentality, because design mentality of reduce, reuse, and recycle and whatnot. I have not gotten to the point of SpaceX, like self-landing booster stages or anything like that. I'm not that good. I don't have that good of planning skills, so I'm settling with parachuted boosters and whatnot. But we'll see if these things work. I don't know if they will. I don't know how good they are. I just know that they had a stupid thrust to weight ratio. But meh. There's no way to know, at least in current state of the game, there's no way to know which stage has which delta V. At least not that I'm aware of very easily. But we do need to check my staging before we launch this thing. Oh god. You go down here. What is... What is this? Oh. One of these ended up in a different stage. Okay, we'll put you up there. You are my detachy booster, so that goes actually with these. What are you? Oh. We don't want to detach the nose cone when we detach the thrusty boosters. No, that's not good. That's a bad thing. Okay, so you guys get detached at the same time. So these are the parachutes that hopefully will not deploy until it's safe to do so. These attachers here do supposedly have infinite strength. I've never had a booster push hard enough to snap those connections. They are not static. They are a little bit wobbly. So if I had like this connector down here and this extended out like twice the time without a second extender up here, that extra component would start generating a wobble. But with it being this close to its center point and not really having too much overhang on either end, it shouldn't wobble too much. We'll see. Okay, so we've got all four of these going off at once. I don't know if I want this. Let's see how it goes with this. You go down here. Oops. You go down here. You go down here. There we go. So, these ones, yes. Okay, so the side boosters as well as the main boosters of these pieces all go initially. Then we detach them, set off their parachutes, set off their staging booster things, and then start the main engine. Alright, that, nope, 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 okay, yeah, okay, this is all fine. This is basically one solid stage that supposedly has enough power to do what I want it to do. So there's a couple issues that I've got with KSP, and I haven't found a solution to this yet. One of the issues is you can't easily see how much delta V any given stage has. I think you can see that. I think you can see that as you're flying, like once I've launched. It will start to show what each individual stage has remaining. But down here, it just says 5100 delta V of some variety or another. It doesn't tell you what. But unfortunately, that also includes what I've got in my payload here, which I think I just right-clicked and it's having a heart attack with that. Okay. My little payload here. Are these little ComSat satellites. Each one of them has their own fuel and booster to fix its orbit up if needed. So it does not discount those. It includes them in the delta V calculations. So my only options that I can think of are make those not have boosters in them, or build the whole rocket first with the delta V and then slap those in, but then they don't count in the calculation for delta V. So it's a really rough decision on that one. But we're going to try it like this. If this doesn't work, then I will try rebuilding those ComSats without any thrust on them and make them just dumb floating satellites and see if that helps. We shall see. But let's try to launch this thing as is. We'll go ahead and save it. Can I have the one that's... They're all auto-saved workspaces. Okay, it's fine, it's fine. Okay, we launch. I have nerds. These are the big chewy nerds. Yes, chewy nerds. They have a candy coating on them, and they're chewy on the inside. They're kind of nummy. Game. I think I crashed it. I think it was too many parts. Good start to the night. Alright, let's Alt F4 that. Try again. Hey, thanks, Big D. Treats it is. More nerds. Thanks, Big D. Yeah, I'm sure part of my problem is the fact that I tried my own design boosters, each of which contains like 20 parts. So we try that again. Hydration time. 'Tis important. Definitely blame the game. Yep. So in Discord, I posted a video from Shadow Zone where he goes over an interview that he did with the main developer, whose name I forget. I'm sorry, but in that they talk about an update coming in the next couple weeks. Well, they just say weeks, so that could be any number of weeks. But they're going to be tackling a lot of the performance issues pretty early on. So hopefully that will come with some better performance. Okay, so these things. I have a feeling these things are causing my problems. So let's kill these things. And let's just put regular old boosters on here. That might be enough boost. Let's go with the small ones. Okay. Boost. Boost. Regular old boost. I'm still not entirely sold on my color scheme. I've had problems with my color scheme since the very beginning. I can never quite get the right shades that I'm happy with, and the whole purple plus aqua color, like the purple plus deep aqua or teal colors, just isn't doing it for me. So I'm still trying, but I'm not succeeding. So we'll see. We'll see if we can figure it out. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so a lot of the delta V calculations do calculate based on staging. So we went from 2700 delta V up to 4900 delta V just by changing the order that things activate. So it still does matter, but you can't easily get a solid calculation of how much delta V per stage. Like, I can't see if this stage is 500 delta V or 1000. I'm pretty positive if we drop this out, we do get more delta V, but do we have the thrust? Howdy, Kinder. Doing good, how you doing? It claims we have the thrust. So let's try that. So we got 5,300 delta V now, supposedly. Let's give this a launch a try. If this freezes up the game, Ah, nope, we're good. Okay, so it was those boosters. It did not like those boosters. We'll give this a try and see how this goes. Push, little thrusters, push. I might have needed the bigger ones. And if this doesn't work, I might need to go back to the drawing board a little bit. I could lighten up those boosters, or sorry, I could lighten up the satellites. I could add bigger side thrusters. I could add a bigger mid stage. Or main stage, I guess. I don't really have a mid stage. But yeah, one of the other issues is that the trip planner that lets me, for example, see how much delta V it takes to get to the Mun, it does not work for this planet. It does not work for the main Kerbal planet that you start on. So you don't get to see the delta V numbers to get to orbit or anything like that. I think I can get some of that information by planning a trip to the Mun, and it will give me like the delta V to orbit of Kerbal, for example. So I'll have to look at those numbers again and see if we've gotten anything. So we are thrusting quite high and quite nicely here. This is good so far. I think my rocket might be really loud though. Is it too loud? Is it too loud? It's actually quieter under here than it was outside the rocket. Look at that thing. Look at it go. Look at it go. And so we are about to do the next stage. That was a pause for a moment there. I have zero control. That's the problem. Ah well, it's going. It's fine. Alright, so my Apo is currently only 23,000. So we're gonna wait until my Apo's at, I don't know, 40 is possibly a good number. And then we're gonna start trying to turn this thing a little bit. What's this? I don't know what this is. This might be something like a max Q. I don't recognize this meter here. And there's no labeling on it. It's just, aha! If I mouse over this part specifically, it shows. Oh. Yeah, I have no control. No control whatsoever. Cool. That might be a problem. So if I don't have any control, that's going to make this very difficult to accomplish. I thought I had this thing. This thing. Yes, it's supposed to give me significant amount of torque so I can move this ship. But 'tis not moving. I have zero control over this thing. Well, that's a problem. Just don't observe it. Okay, that's fine. Alright, Well, this is a minor issue. Can I do that? Oh, it does move. It's not fast, but it does move, which means we probably need some RCS in this thing. So let's pause for a moment and set up a maneuver. Sure, that'll do. Oh, for fuck's sake. The tutorial keeps coming up every time. I might need to shut it off. So my goal, since you asked, is to set up stationary orbital the communication satellites. There we go. So that we can have satellites on orbit. The SAS control was locked, but it's not really locked when I hit the lock button. It's locked to its current trajectory, but it lets me change it normally. 2, 1, 0. We are burning. So this is me doing this totally off the cuff because I didn't want to do math, and because I couldn't quite figure out how to get my delta V calculations to work correctly. But ultimately, I'm attempting to get 4 satellites in some sort of pattern so that they can act as at least a starting point for a communication satellite network. Whether or not that's going to ultimately be successful, hard to say. Okay, so we delete you. We create maneuver plan here. That'll do. 64 is not really a great periapsis. Let's move that out a little bit. 72 and 505. Sure, that'll do. Oh man, I should have had RCS installed. Now that I think about it, I may have fooked up this whole thing. We may need to redesign the satellites. It's fine. It's fine. You know what? I've never really gotten the random explosions. Or rather, once we figured out what I was doing wrong, I never got the randomized explosions. We were not moving far enough away from my debris, is what was happening. But now that I've figured out the debris management, we're good. Alright, so now we're burning for 20-something seconds to get this path going. That's going to be a 124 periapsis by the time it's done? Okay. I ended up going a lot more highly elliptical than I thought I would, but it's fine. And also, these maneuver nodes are not perfect. At least not how I've been using them. So we're going to keep burning until we're at least orbital, and then we'll figure it out from there. And there. Okay. So now we have an APO of 581 and a periapsis of 86. Now, the thing about the communication satellite that I'm not fantastic at is figuring out how to get them into Kerbal stationary orbit and how to get them released from my payload at reasonable rates. I think we can test with this current setup and see how it goes. But let's push my APO up as high as I can. Thanks, Midnight. And hello. Yes, indeed, kinder. 'Tis today. Okay, so that burns my fuel entirely. Let's say we go with this currently. We just go with this and see how well it works. How many decades old am I now? Wow, wow, wow. Way to make it hurt. 40. Today is my 40th birthday. Not a fan of that number, but it is what it is. So let's see. How did we do this? Let's warp to here. So we are now on the day side of the planet. I have an action group to open up all my my cargo bays, which of course are not easily visible on the sun. You know, it's something has happened where I don't personally have control over this vessel. And I'm sure there's a button for this somewhere that I've messed up. But I can use these points to rotate the vessel around, but I can't do it myself. And I don't know exactly why that is. What do you mean I don't look 40? I have a big old streak of gray on my beard right here. Big old streak of gray. Torque mode all. Okay, so it should let me do it. Pods. Control from here. Yeah, I don't know exactly what's gone wrong, but I can't do anything. Curious. Alright, well, it's fine. We're going to try to release a satellite or two. So you. Actually, I should be able to just do this from here, right? So you. Get released. Right, and here's the part about me not having any control. Well, I appreciate the confidence, guys. You do look rather young, kinder. Every time I've seen you, you do look pretty young. Okay, so let's set out these. Yeah. That is my method of setting off these satellites currently. Is extending all their doodads and making them push themselves out of the bay. Alright, so that's my first communication satellite out. Good job. Have a nice trip. Have a nice trip, little guy. Now, how do I continue to do this so as not to explode. Yeah, okay, so I have most definitely screwed up how this is supposed to get done. I know it. I just don't know how to not do it. Yeah, so as we orbit, that's going to get closer. It doesn't get any closer than 400 something, so that's actually pretty good. Alright, so let's warp around to here. Apparently the ship has gone AWOL. Why are you why are you out of control, bud? What's the matter, you? Bob? Bob? Bob. There we go. I have launched those satellites out at full speed. There we go. There's my current orbital path right now. It's entirely possible that the satellite... Yeah, it's entirely possible that the satellite was the point of control rather than the ship itself. But yeah, I don't know how to solve for this problem. I think that's a back to the drawing board kind of situation. So, I was once aware of a method that you could have 4 satellites in your bay, get up to a certain orbit, release them, and release them in sequence, and they would each attain their own unique orbit. But that's becoming very difficult to accomplish. I think what I'm supposed to do, now that I say it out loud, is I think I'm supposed to release the satellite and then control the satellite and have it either increase or decrease its orbit on its own so that its orbit then changes from my current orbit. But I can't seem to control those satellites as I launch them, which is making this very difficult to accomplish. So let's try a couple things. Does this work? Why can't I get you to do in here? I just want you to go off. Okay, fine. Okay, fine, be that way. So let's see, how do we accomplish this? How do we accomplish this? The fuck was that? Was that this thing? There's a big old shadow across the ground. No idea. I honestly can't say how different they are because I don't remember that far back. It's been a very long time since I last played Kerbal 1. In fact, let's find out. Last time I played Kerbal 1 was March 18th, 2018. So, almost exactly 5 years ago to the day. Almost. Hello, Gizmo. Yes, bite, bite, bite. Good kitty. So what can we do to solve this problem? I'm going to have to open up every single one of these myself so we can see the internals. Hello there, Chaos. How you doing, Chaos? Alright, so this is my internals. And this is where I added the rocket fuel and the control nodes and everything like that. A treat for me, you say? More nerds? Oh. Ah. The one. Shots fired. My heart. It's giving out. Ooh, worked 58 hours last week. Ouch. It was a shot to us all. You aimed for me and you got some serious AoE. Whoops. Alright. I feel like these should work, but I don't know how to make them work. But let's tack on some RCS and see if we can get that going. That means I'm going to need more boost to get the boosty going. But let's do it. Fuel tanks, hydrogen, monopropellant. Here we are. Some monopropellant. And we get some RCS. Oh, no, that's monopropellant RCS. We need control. There we go. And we'll slap us some control right here. This is starting to chunk every time I put parts on here, so this is probably about as big as we can. Alrighty, Big D. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, now the lurk. The lurk. Hang on. One of these days I will get used to launching my new bot before stream. Hey, Big D, do another lurk command. There you go. You got tenta-kittied. You have OBS launcher bots? Oh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Let's see. So my Delta V dropped by 400 points putting on that RCS. Oh no. Oh no. We need more boost. We need more ups. More uppies, please. Let's see. So this is currently a mainsail, right? Yes, that's a mainsail. All right. So what if more boost? What if more boost? There we go. 6,700 meters per second. There we go. That's a lot. That's a lot of delta V. All right. Perfect. Now let's see if it launches without exploding. Hey, what's that, Billy? I got what you're putting down, Chaos. Okay. So now we go. We go. Oh, they got a little bit of a wobble in their step, but they're good. Fine. See, it should not take this much effort to get something into orbit. I know I'm doing something wrong in my rocket designs, but I can't for the life of me place what is going wrong. My ocean disappeared. Is that normal? Guys, my ocean disappeared. Help. Was it global warming that killed the ocean, or was it too much rocket bursting directly next to it? We vaporized the entire ocean. Well, I think these guys might have too much boost. They have too much uncontrolled boost. We're just gonna go up into space and never to be seen again. It's fine. Ah, I had turned my mic because of crunching. And I forgot to turn my mic back on again. Thanks, Demos. Thanks, Demos. And yes, the one, we have a form of success. There is a success happening here. Whether or not it's a complete success, who knows? Who knows? But can I switch over to you? Control. Yes, I can do this from the map view. Okay, good. Alright, so since I released this one right around here, we're going to warp back to here. That looks almost perfect. Well, it did look perfect. And now my orbits look like that. Well, I know, his eyeballs are no longer staying attached to his face. Oh no. I'm gonna take as many screenshots of that as I can. Poor dude. He is zooming so hard out of the orbit that he is losing attachment to his own eyeballs. Oh no. Alright, we're gonna record that briefly. Hang on, enemy record button. So this is what happens when you try to zoom an orbit from one side of the planet to the other. Your ship spontaneously combusts and shoots into zillions of pieces, imparting several amounts of force to God knows where. Some of these parts being ejected entirely out of the Kerbal system altogether. And poor Bob has gone fully Looney Tunes with his eyeballs. Oh dear. Well, so much for that flight. I think you might be right, Demos. I think you might be right with the whole waiting situation. Because this is, it's difficult to justify playing when a simple act of warping your orbit from one side of the planet to the other is enough to explode your ship into several pieces. Where is Bob, by the way? Are we zoomed in on Bob right now? Bob? 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 Bob, where are you? Where are you, Bob? Speak to me, Bob. There is no Bob. There's no Bob. Hi, kitty. Hi, kitty. 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 Come here. Come here. Kitty. Beans. The beans. The front beans. Kitty. Kitty. What are you doing, Kitty? What are you doing? Why are you yelling at me? Hmm? How come you yelling at me? I don't appreciate. Meow. Hi. Kitty. Beans. Kitty beans. He's yelling happy birthday. Oh, okay. Okay, so if we go to map view again, we do have several pieces going places. Is my satellite still alive? Focus. Control. My satellite is still alive. I mean, that's something. Focus. Control. Yeah, Bob's still not doing great. So let's actually zoom back out here for a moment and see what we can do about this one. Focus. There's supposed to be a Munlander on there somewhere. Munlander. Alright. Let's go back to the tracking station. He is a shooting star. There is no stopping him. So this is Bob on his fateful journey out of system. He is out of system, or at least he's out of planetary system, but his orbit is now over there. So yeah, he's definitely left our planet. He is now in the sole property of the sun. The other thing I had done in my off time. Turn off debris for a moment there, please. Thank you. We have this one. We have this one, which is no longer on the Mun. Where are you, bud? Bill, what happened? Bill, what did you do? Oh, nope, he's in the planet. Nope, he's in the planet. Okay. I heard about this issue as well from Shadowzone, who mentioned that various vehicles that have been parked on a planet randomly clip through the surface of a planet and then disappear for good. So poor Bill, I did indeed leave him stranded on the Mun intentionally. I was eventually going to plan on a rescue mission, but I don't think we have the boring equipment to do a rescue mission now, so rip Bill. Now he is the Mun. He is controlling it from the inside. So, I don't think KSP is in a great state right now, unfortunately. Between ships randomly exploding in orbit and landed vehicles going through the planet that they're landed on, wobbly rockets that are wobbling themselves to pieces. I don't think it's there, unfortunately. There is supposedly an update coming in a couple weeks, so we'll give it another try at that point. But I think right now we need to switch over to another game to play stuff for the night. I'm saving this though, because Bill is in the Mun and Bob is in orbit of the sun, so we're going to need to do some rescue missions. Or we're going to have to start an entirely new save because I've lost 2 Kerbals. We'll see. But yeah, I think we need to switch to another game for the moment. I have Gila toes. Hi Gila, thank you. Thank you for your toes. I appreciate. I'm not so sure about Juno. it doesn't have the Kerbal feel to it. It just doesn't have the Kerbal-y feel to it. It just feels like generic, normal, boring human rockets. No, I don't want to revert. Nope. I will go to Vab. I cannot go to Vab. I will go to Training Center. Oh god, the FPS. It's done to 14 FPS. Oh god. I might spool up KSP1. Not now, because I'd need to install it and need to remod the hell out of it. But maybe we can plan that for a near future while we wait for KSP2 to become functional. Yeah. 2017 all over again. I need another 300 mods to make my KSP functional. Or not functional, depending on how you look at it. But yeah, KSP2. It's unfortunately incredibly broken, and now that I have so many parts exploded out there floating in orbit, my game's performance has just absolutely tanked. So that's cool. I mean, we could try the multiplayer for KSP1. Are you saying it's broken, or did they ever get that solidified? Because, it's been out for a while. But yeah, we'll have to set up some time for me to fix up KSP1, if we're gonna do that. But for right now, the only other game I really have lined up at the moment is some Graveyard Keeper, if y'all are okay with that. Because this game is not functional. It is not. Okay, we go bye. Yes, save it. Well, then we're gonna have to test it, Demos. Save. There we go. Okay.